Hey, welcome back. Another quick episode of the Sports Barn here on this Saturday, the 26th of March. Well, we got 4 Elite 8 picks for you here in college basketball. Hey, for the handful of you that watched the Sweet 16 video, lucky you, because we had 7 winners and 1 loser. The only loser we had was the team at the top of our bracket, the team we had winning it all. So my bracket, like yours, is now a mess. I guess there's only a handful of people now that are still in it, if you will. I think the majority of people, the number 1 team was Gonzaga. They got wiped out. Number 2 team was Arizona. That's who I had. Got wiped out. Probably the 3rd pick was Kentucky. They're out. And then Baylor's out too. So that's 4 top premium teams that, don't forget Auburn too. So I don't know there's really that many people in it, other than, your crazy brother-in-law who's a homer who took, like Kenny Smith did, North Carolina to win it all. And now it looks like that kind of person's going to be a genius because these type of teams are still in it. So it was funny. I looked at my bracket, the ESPN bracket, where they rank you amongst all the other millions of people that played, and I'm in the 94th percentile, which means only 6% of the brackets filled out have a higher score than I do. But I don't think I can go anywhere else. I've only got more or less 3 games left in that. All my champion's out. My semifinalist is out. I just have 3 games I can win and generate points left. And then after that, it's just down we go. So I think we'll probably end up in the 60 or 70th percentile. That's not terrible. I'm not embarrassed by my performance there as a semi-professional. Well, at any rate, here, let's put up, let me take my little victory lap here and put up the results from Thursday and Friday. I told you people, Arkansas, and no one, even the Arkansas subscriber I know that exists on this channel didn't even bother to watch the video. I mean, I don't know what that says there. Told you people, but don't watch. Yeah, that's it. So Arkansas, I said take the money line. Well, I said you could take the money line. I didn't say you do take the money line. I said you could. So they were a winner, big upset. I just don't think Gonzaga's, they got to do something there to either get more talent into that conference or join another conference, but they're just kind of stuck right now. They get good talent, sometimes NBA talent, but when you never play top flight competition for the 2 months leading up to the tournament, it's hard to be at your top form. You're playing Plowville, and then all of a sudden you got to play the New York Yankees. It's tough. So sorry for your luck there at Gonzaga. And then, of course, the other big winner was St. Peter's. Probably one of the greatest upsets in the history of college basketball. I would say there have been other greater upsets, if you will, depending on how you use the word great. In other words, more important upsets, more meaningful upsets, things that have happened later into the tournament. Phi Slamma Jamma getting beat by Jim Valvano, obviously that, one of the great upsets. Patrick Ewing, defending champion, getting beat by Raleigh Massimino and the Villanova Wildcats, great, magnificent upset. The UConn teams here in the past couple of years, coming from nowhere to win. These are upsets. So, yeah, there have been some pretty meaningful upsets in the tournament. Point spread-wise, I think this was the greatest upset. This deep into the tournament, a 13-point underdog winning to go to the Elite Eight, St. Peter's. So, hey, great story. Congratulations to them. All right, let's get to it. 4 games. So here we got, now Houston apparently, if you look at the futures odds as to who's the favorites now to win it all, the 5 seed, Houston, is tied with Kansas as the best odds to win it all. And they're a 3-point favorite against the higher seed, Villanova. Look, Houston's playing great right now. They really are. And they really took care of business against Arizona. Just ran them. I guess that's what you could look at this one of 2 ways. Either Arizona wasn't playing very well in that they almost lost to a not very good TCU team, and then they got hammered by Houston. Or you could say that Houston's just really kicking ass right now. I think the answer is somewhere in the middle. I'm not going to play up Houston as an unbeatable team. In fact, we are taking Villanova here. You got to play Jay Wright. He's a better coach than Kelvin Sampson. He just is. So the one thing that makes me nervous here is this is a home game for Houston. The game's being played in San Antonio. You're going to have 3/4 of that arena is going to be yelling for Houston. So that's a significant advantage. But, Villanova's pretty tough. I mean, that's a pretty hardcore, tough team. And I don't know they're going to rattle too hard, home court advantage or no. And Jay Wright's just the better coach. So we're going to roll one more time with the White Hats. And thank God for them. That was the game I really wanted, and I got it. Beat Michigan. I did not want Villanova to dump to Michigan. If Villanova loses to Houston, I'm not going to be that upset because I don't mind this Houston team. I like their story. Maybe, I just saw their Phi Slamma Jamma 30 for 30 documentary. That's got to be older, right? But somehow I missed it when it first came out. So, it would be nice to see Houston get a championship one time. But I'd rather see Villanova get their 3rd, or 4th. So, I'd rather see Villanova go ahead and get their 4th title. So, I'm rooting for Villanova. I'm picking Villanova. I just think that maybe Houston's just getting a little too much love right now. And I think you're going to find out that Villanova is a little tougher than what they think it's going to be. Arkansas, Duke, same deal. We're taking the coach. Eric Musselman, I think, at this point in their careers, is a superior coach to Krzyzewski. And I think that Musselman is the one that's going to find what buttons to push to keep this game close. He's getting 4 points. He's getting 4 points. When this tournament started, everybody thought of Duke as an afterthought. They don't play any defense. They're no good. Now, all of a sudden, they're a big favorite again. I think this game is going to be extremely close. Duke has been very close with Michigan State and then pulled away. They were very close with Texas Tech and then pulled away. So I think 2 minutes to go, I could see this being a bucket game either way. I'll take the 4 points in that type of a game. Arkansas, I still say this is a very, very good Arkansas team. I don't know if this is the end of the road for them, if this is their ceiling, but they're an excellent team. We'll see if they can hang with Duke, but we're going to take the 4 points. Now, Sunday, I'm going to call it the end of the road for St. Peter's. At some point, the clock strikes midnight on almost every Cinderella. It very rarely does a team go the distance. And this is, let's face it, it's St. Peter's winning the national championship. And you can get them at 20-1, which I think is a ridiculously poor odds. They should be more like 1,000-1. But, the 3 more wins, that's all they need, 3 more wins. So 20-1 is what my bookie had them listed at. I think that's a fool's bet. But That's just me. It would be the greatest upset in the history of sports. It would be greater than the Miracle on Ice. Fill in David over Goliath. You fill in the upset. And I just don't think there's any chance in hell of it happening. I think what's going to happen is North Carolina at some point is going to say, you know what, I'm going to be in the NBA. That kid guarding me is not. I'm going to get out and athlete this kid. I'm just going to start running up and down the court. We're going to pass. We're going to run. We're going to throw alley-oops. We're going to just run these guys right off the damn court and see if they can keep up. And St. Peter's won't be able to keep up. Hell, Charles Barkley said it in the postgame of the Purdue game. He said, that was the worst game plan Purdue ran that I think I've seen in 20 years. All they did was, I guess, just basically try to pound it in low to their huge big men. And, well, St. Peter's was more or less ready for that. It shortened the game. It gave them less possessions. And St. Peter's was able to make them either miss sometimes or steal the ball. It didn't work. It didn't work. Well, I think what is going to work is if North Carolina just runs tempo at St. Peter's and just makes this game into a athlete track meet, and I think that's what's going to happen. This game's not going to end up in the 50s or 60s. I think North Carolina is going to make sure this game ends up in the 70s or 80s, and they're going to cover that 8.5. I can see this game being close to about 10 minutes, and then North Carolina just pulling away. And St. Peter's will, take the bow and, a well-deserved bow. But now is time for them to exit stage right. So we'll take the Tar Heels there. And then Kansas, Miami. I went back and forth on this one. I have no real hard feel on this one other than, we're at that time of year kind of where the blue bloods come through. Kansas is a legitimate national champion contender. I'm not so sure Miami is. The game's going to be a pseudo home game for Kansas. They always play well when the crowd's behind them. I just think Kansas is just going to outclass Miami. Maybe a little more depth on the Kansas team than Miami. And we'll take them to cover. So 7-1, now we're looking to hopefully add on to that record, particularly with Villanova. That's the game I want. And that's coming up just in a few hours, so I guess I better get rolling here. Hey, thanks for being here. Hit the like button. Hey, if you're looking to have some baseball action, that's coming fast. And last year, we were winners in baseball. We had myself and then our guest handicapper, Pittsburgh Louie, who I expect is going to be back again for a second season. He was a winner. As I keep saying, if you find a channel where you get two handicappers that win at baseball, put it in the comments because I want to tail those guys. But that's the Sports Barn for this episode. Hit the like button. I'm Eric Arnold. I like free speech. And we'll talk again.